Hello there, everyone. It's Tuesday, and it's Tuesday Chats with Joan in the 71st. I want to just welcome everybody. It's been a great week. I hope you had a great Memorial Day holiday, spent the best way that you can possibly through this very difficult, challenging COVID-19. I have a great guest this evening. Sheila Kennedy is on with us today. I had a great experience a few weeks ago being able to be part of their nonprofit Top Box Foods in Rockford. And it was just such a great experience. I wanted to bring them on board. And Sheila, thank you for joining me this evening.
Thank you for having me, Joan.
Sure. So Sheila, I'm just going to play our little video of what kind of highlights Top Box, and then we'll chat afterwards. Okay.
Sure.
So I'm going to get this on. I hope I can figure this out and give it a play.
Is there sound, Joan?
There should be. Okay, so I'm hoping that I think you probably had trouble hearing that, Sheila.
Yeah, I didn't hear the sound.
Okay, so I'm hoping that it shared on there. I saw that it was running. You just never know about this technology sometimes.
Right.
So tell me about how you and Chris how Top Box came to be. What's the history and the mission of Top Box Foods?
Well, the mission is we are a nonprofit, and what we do is we create access in underserved communities to fresh produce and high quality meats, chicken, fish, and pork. And we do it through a network in the community of community partners, mostly churches or healthcare providers, schools, community organizations, housing facilities. And our partners spread the word to their people that healthy, affordable food is available in their communities.
Mm-hmm.
Before the pandemic, we delivered once a month. And now during the pandemic, at least in Chicago, we deliver nearly every day. And in Rockford, we deliver every other Saturday.
Okay. Great. So what I thought was interesting, and like I had shared with you and with Chris, I was just amazed at how you all put that together. I mean, the logistics, so tell me how now, so it started in Chicago, but now you've brought it out to Rockford area. And when you get these orders in, so what's the process of you work with the different community centers, and how do people get the food? I mean, how do they order it? What's that whole thing like?
Well, I like the fact that you said you noticed that it seems like it's logistically complicated because it really is. And your first question was, how did we start Top Box Foods? And sort of what brought us to that. And we started it in 2012, so we're 8 years old. And both Chris and I were on the board of the Greater Chicago Food Depository back in the 80s at separate times. And Chris has had a career in business, but he's spent a lot of time on social justice issues.
Mm-hmm.
I went to law school and I had a short career as a lawyer. I raised my kids. And I also had a longer career as a public interest lawyer, a poverty lawyer. And so both Chris and I really thought a lot about social justice issues and the idea of food deserts and
Mm-hmm.
food insecurity and the inequality of access to something as basic as food felt like it was wrong, and we felt we wanted to do something about it. And so we started Top Box Foods sort of as a companion to food banks, the work that food banks do, and food pantries. In food pantries, the food is, well, I'll say this. There was a study that showed that if you go to a food pantry, people who go, on average, get only 5% of their grocery needs met, and it leaves a big gap. And so Top Box Foods was created to fill the gap.
Oh, sure.
So it's low prices. We take SNAP, and we offer it in communities that are food deserts.
Sure. And I think that's what is, we look around our communities. I mean, I go to the grocery store, but we don't realize that even out here, I started paying attention a little bit about after I came and volunteered. What is a food desert? Well, a food desert can mean that you don't have access to a real grocery store. You might be 5, 6, 7 miles away from a grocery store, or you might have access to a grocery store, but you don't have a car,
Right.
to get you to that grocery store. So there's different ways that are keeping people from being their needs being met. So out here in the 71st, Sheila, we have Sterling Rock Falls that are our bigger communities. We have parts of it in the Quad Cities, but we're rural. So there's small communities that they may just have a Casey's grocery store to go in and get the necessities, milk and things, but you don't want to be doing your grocery shopping at Casey's or at the dollar store, So it's important, I believe, that to make your community strong, we need to address those situations. And especially now with the COVID pandemic, I know our food banks have been hit very hard. They're having more food drives than what they normally do during the year. And so people are accessing that. And my feeling is, and we have in our area, if you look at just our students that qualify for free or reduced lunch, our district is about 85%, I believe, qualify for that. So to me, there should never be one child left being hungry. So if we can address that issue through community programs, through outreach of nonprofit work, then I think that's a good thing. So cheers to you guys for jumping in and helping things out. So I wanted to share, Sheila, a couple pictures we had. I think I can do this from, let's see, is my picture up there? There we go. Can you see that?
I do not see it.
You do not. Okay, so maybe I'm not sharing that correctly here. Well, here we go. Let's see, share. Oh, now where did we go? See, this is where we get into share screen. Okay, well, let me try that one more time. Oh, I wonder if I can go here. This is where it gets really interesting. No, I don't know if it's going to work or not. Well, maybe it won't work. I was going to show my great pictures. I'll post them on Facebook afterwards.
Nice.
But anyway, the way it came, I got there, and I tell you what, you want to get people impressed with how everything was set up. It was so smooth. You get there, I checked in, they gave me my list. The order was being filled. A young man brought the boxes, the care boxes, out to the car. We loaded them up. Now this is where the logistics was wonderful. is that I just had to put in the GPS, and we went first house delivery, and it just went boom, boom, boom. It just wasn't a lot of running around. So I don't know who you have in charge there, but it was great. So the people were.
Joan, I would say without volunteers like you, I mean, you're a busy person and you are running a campaign and you're stepping up to make changes in your community. I mean, and you're in the pandemic, so you have a full plate, and yet you volunteered. And I'm always in awe of people who volunteer their time.
Yeah.
Because that's a special person who does that. So thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I have to give kudos to my mom. I think, you replicate, you do what you see, and my mother was always she still is, she's not gone, or she still gives a lot, but she always, showed us kids that you made sure you checked on your neighbors, you made sure that you did what you could. And I think that's how you make your community stronger. So I love people, Sheila. So, it really is always just a lot of fun for me to get involved. So it was my pleasure. And I look forward to doing it again on Saturday. So I hope the weather's good for us and everything. But, we can wrap up here. No one's got any real questions for us, Sheila. So, I just think that it's an amazing thing. And now let's be clear, this is not giving the food away. You said that you work with distributors that work with restaurants and things like that. So you're able to get really high quality food at a reduced price, and then people order it. I know that one of the boxes that I delivered had it was like a farm meat box, so it had a variety of different meats in it: pork chops, I believe, beef, chicken. I mean, it was amazing, and it looked great. The chicken tenders looked awesome. There was a fresh produce box as well, right? If I'm not mistaken. So vegetables and things like that. So Claire Kennedy says here, she's got a question. What is your favorite thing to cook with Top Box Foods? What do you like to cook?
I have to say, recently during the pandemic, I've gotten very good at using. We sell tilapia.
Oh,
up to 40% below retail, but I have to say I love making fish tacos.
There you go. There you go. So, what's really neat too is I noticed on the website, topboxfoods.com, that you have recipes included as well. So that is awesome. Why not make it easy, right? What am I supposed to do with these pork chops now that I've got them, right? So anyway, but, Sheila, the very best to you and to Chris and Kate. Your daughter's lovely. She was very really wonderful in welcoming me at the organization when we were volunteering. And I look forward to really having a good relationship with all of you, through this endeavor. And, thanks for making the world a better place. I appreciate it. So
you're welcome, but thank you to you too, really, for running for office, for volunteering for Top Box Foods, and for all that you do. Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. So take care. I'll let you go, Sheila, because I know that you have a busy schedule. So tell Chris hi and Kate, and we'll talk soon. Okay?
Yep.
Thanks so much. Bye. Bye. So, that's Sheila Kennedy, who's married to Chris Kennedy. Yes, of the famed Kennedy family. So they're very philanthropic people and very warm and friendly and just down to earth. So Jim, the contact info, Top Box Foods, you can go to topboxfoods.com. Now they do just serve the greater Chicago area, and they also have recently expanded that to the Rockford area. So not exactly sure what their plans are. I'm sure that if there's a general need, which there is, if we could work it out to bring it out this way in the 71st, I think that would be a good thing. So, you know, I just wanted to really, you know, we talked about it last week a little bit about food insecurity and the food deserts. And, you know, Jim, I know that you said if Save a Lot Food in Rock Falls went, they would definitely be hit hard. And so we need to address that situation for our communities. Again, I feel it's there should no one in this great country of ours should ever be hungry. Our students, our young people should make sure that they are fed, and that means that they'll be healthy, which, you know, then keeps us from going into a whole lot of other problems. So anybody else have any questions at all? I really appreciate y'all joining on. And hi, Porter, I see you're on. And yep, thanks to the Kennedys for helping to create opportunities to have access to healthy, nutritious foods. That's exactly right. So I'm going to share my pictures that I took. You know, I'm still not quite adept at getting these this whole technology thing working, but I was glad to have Sheila on and actually get her on. So that's a win for us. But if there aren't any other questions, we will be back next Tuesday for another chat in the 71st. So please, everybody, stay well, stay healthy. You know, Friday comes the day that we can start to reopen on a very, I hope, chartered course. You know, let's all be kind. Let's all make sure that we have share our common human decency to our neighbors and our community members. Okay, so thanks, guys. I'm gonna pull out here, and you guys just be well. I'll see you next week. Thanks.